This practice is going to be maybe 40 minutes, and it's going to be a little bit more gentle. Something you might do right when you wake up in the morning or when you don't want to sweat. So you might want a couple of blocks, or you could use thick books and maybe some blankets or pillows. So we'll get started on our mat. And just start in a seated position. Let your hands rest on your knees. Just take a couple of breaths here. Take a little side bend over to the right. So bring your hand down and take your arm up and over, stretching out your side waist. And keep your left hip down. And come on back up and go to the other side. And try not to let your spine round here. Keep your back long. And come on up. Walk your hands forward. Let your head rest down toward the floor. Walk your hands back. Bring your hands back behind you. Lift your chest up. Look up. Stretch the front of your chest. And come back to center. Switch the cross of your legs. Walk your hands forward one more time. Let your head drop down. And come on back up. One more time, bring your hands back behind you. Lift your heart up. And draw your shoulder blades in. And come back to center. And come over onto your hands and knees. And then come up to standing. Bring your elbows to rest on your thighs. Bring your hips back. And just feel this here. Draw your belly in and up. And then engage your pelvic floor muscles. So the muscles between your pubic bone and your tailbone, draw up. And then use that to really safely stand up. So you're engaging your core to stand up safely. And then we'll come to the top of the mat. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Take your right foot back. Bring your back knee down. And you could either come hands on your knees, or you could reach your arms up, getting a stretch through the front of the right hip. And then bring your hands down, maybe to blocks or your books or to the floor. You're just going to come back to all fours. Inhale, chest up, hips up, cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, lift. I'm lifting my hips, my chest, my belly's dropping down. And then rounding. One more time. Inhale, lift up, let your belly drop. Maybe get a little crack, pop. And then round through the back, press out into the hands, shoulders get wide, mid-back lifts up. And then come to neutral. And step your right foot forward. Inhaling, hands can come to your knee, or you could reach them up. Feel the stretch in the left hip now. Good. Bring your hands down to the floor or to your blocks. And you're going to push off of your back foot. My feet are about hip distance apart for this. I'm keeping a bend in my knees and I'm forward folding. You could also bring your hands to your blocks. Inhale, flat back, come all the way up to standing. Hands to heart center. We'll go the left leg first. Inhale, And exhale, knees are bending to fold safely. Inhale, left foot back, hands to the knee or reach up. Good. Come back so that your hands are right under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You might have to step your knees back a little bit. Inhale and exhale, rounding through cat-cow. We'll just take a couple here. Exhale. Good. And then left foot forward. Inhale, stretch up. Draw the front of your hips up. Good. Hands to the mat to frame your front foot. Push off of your back foot. Forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Good. And then we'll go another round of right and left. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow forward. Right foot back. Right knee down. Inhale, lift up. Hands to the mat. Come back to all fours. This time, let's take a little side stretch. So right shoulder towards your right hip, look back toward your right ankle, and then left shoulder to left hip. And then moving right and left. One more time, right and left. Right foot forward, inhale, come up, stretch. Press down into your front foot, hands to the mat. Press off of your back foot to come into a forward fold. Inhale to come up. Exhale, fold down. Left foot back. Inhale, stretch up. Hands and knees. Look to the right hip and to the left. One more time, right and left. Left foot forward. Inhale, stretch up. Hands to the mat. Press down. Good. One more time, bend your knees. You can keep your hands on your knees. Really bring the hips back. I'm going to take this sweatshirt off so you can probably see a little bit better. The fire's starting to warm me up, so I don't really need it anymore. But instead of having the knees in front of the toes, you really want to have the knees moving back and the hips going back. So you're trying to deepen the crease right here. Draw your belly in, and you might have your hands out in front of you. You could keep your hands at your hips. You could even extend your arms up. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, come on up to standing. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Good, right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, stretch up. Good, this time you're going to bring your right hand down to your block, or maybe the floor, and you're going to come into a twist. You could keep your hand on your hip, especially if it's a lot on your shoulder, to lift the arm up. Right here, just bringing the chest over to the left and allowing your right hip to come toward the floor. Good, breathe in, breathe out. Good, come on back. Bring your knees wide. Press back into child's pose. Inhale, exhale. Press back up. And then bring your right foot forward. Inhale, come up. Catch your block for the twist, or left hand down to the floor. Right hand can be at your hip. Allow the hips to drop down towards your mat and your chest to lift up and away from the mat. And then hug your shoulder blades toward one another. Good. And then let's tuck the back toes under and start to come up. This might be tricky balance-wise, but just give yourself some time to come up. You can have your arms up here. You can have your hands at your heart center. We're going to move into airplane pose. So you're going to push off of your back foot and reach airplane. Palms face down. Chest lifting up, leg lifting up. Good. And then bring the knee into the chest. Hug it in. Good. And then you can bring the foot into tree, either at your calf or above the knee. Breathe in, breathe out. And you can stay right here. You could take a tricep stretch. One more breath. Good. And then bring the knee back forward, catch the knee into your chest. And then we'll step it back again into a crescent lunge. Open your arms out to a T and turn to the right. Another twist. Breathe. Good. One more inhale. You can deepen the front knee. You could even bring your right hand back, left arm up to get a little stretch that's deeper in the front of the left hip. Psoas area. Good. Come on back up. And we'll step back up to the top of our mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And then simply step the right foot back. Crescent lunge. Hands can be up or at your heart center. Make sure that you've got the tailbone dropping down and the front of the hips lifting. Gaze out in front of you. Press off of the back foot. Airplane. And I'm pressing through the ball of my foot, but I'm flexing my toes. And you can stretch out through the arms, the chest. Make sure you're breathing. Good. This time bring the right knee into your chest. And then find your tree. Sometimes the balance is tricky. You can bring your foot onto your block or the calf, anywhere but the knee. Good. Press in, staying right here. The more actively you press your palms together and your foot into your leg and your leg pressing into your foot, the more balanced you'll be. And you might also take a little tricep stretch here. And keeping your focus on one spot can also help your balance too. Good. Release. Bring your knee back to the front. Give it one more gentle hug and step it back. Crescent lunge. And we'll take a twist. Open up to the left. Play with going a little bit deeper into the left knee. You can stay there or come on up. Left hand to the back of your right thigh. Right arm extended up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Good. Release. Good. Come back up. Press off the back foot. Stand at the top of your mat. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Separate your feet about hip distance apart. Coming into a modified chair. Reach your arms forward and draw your shoulders back. You could turn your palms up and then reach the arms up or keep them out in front of you. Feel your pelvic floor muscles lift, belly lift up and in, and then exhale, slowly forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. So you're really trying to draw the chest forward. You can keep a bend in your knees. You could also put your hands on blocks. So try dragging the heart forward, hips back, Good. And then step back. Let's come into a down dog. Breathe in and out. You might have bent knees for your down dog, and that's perfectly acceptable. Good, and then come on down. Walk your knees back. Hands are out in front of you, and then bring your hips towards the front of your mat a little bit so that you've got a long line of energy from the top of your head to your tailbone. And feel that you need your core to help support you here. And then you're just slowly going to lower all the way down using the strength of your triceps, and your elbows are hugging in. Good. Bring your hands back by your ribs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Again, inhale, lift your chest. Push into the tops of your feet and lift your kneecaps away from the floor. And lower. One more time. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your arms. Lengthen the back of your neck. Okay, let's press back, child's pose. Come on up to all fours. And then bring your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes under. And then turn your heel over to the right, toes to the left. Set up for a warrior one. We'll take the arms back first. So palms down, push into the feet, and send your chest long. Good. Press into the feet, and you can reach your arms up to the sky. You could keep them reaching out in front of you this way. Good. And then we'll open up warrior two. Now the chest faces the side edge of your mat. Your right knee points straight forward, so do your right toes, and your back toes are a little bit angled. Good. Reverse warrior. Stretch up. Side angle pose. Forearm to your thigh. The left arm can be up to the sky, or keep it on your hip. Inhale and exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bring your hands down. Come to hands and knees. We'll take a gate pose. So you're going to take your right foot and bring it a little bit behind you. The left leg is long, and I'm, as much as I can, getting all of my left foot planted on the mat. And then you can stay here, and then we'll press off of the right hand to go up and over, and then come back down. Feel the core bringing you up, and then right hand down, maybe lifting the leg. You can also bend the knee, catch the foot, and kick into your hand, get a little stretch. Try to come out a little smoother than that. And press back, downward facing dog. Good. Coming back to hands and knees. Bring your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes under. And then turn the toes, right toes to the right. Set the right heel down. Come up and reach your arms back. Chest is over the left thigh. Heart reaches forward. Warrior one. Press into the feet to come up. Arms can reach forward. Draw the shoulders into the shoulder blades. Arms can be up. Now we'll take warrior two. And for warrior two, I often separate my feet a little bit further apart. Reach through the fingertips and then draw the shoulders in toward one another. Press down into both feet. Reverse warrior. Stretch the left arm up to the sky. Good. Side angle. Left forearm down. Right arm can be up or at your hip. Most people, when they come into this pose, they let their shoulder kind of rise up. Press down into the forearm so that you're lifting away from the floor. Good. Breathe in. Come on down, hands and knees. And we'll take the gate pose on the other side. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. So my left foot goes toward the wall behind me or the fireplace. Right foot extends long, and I've got the sole of my foot pressing into the mat. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, right arm up. Inhale, side bend. Trying not to fold over this way, but really keeping your chest open. And then you can stay here. You could lift your right leg, bend the knee, catch the foot, kick into the hand, and open the chest. Good. Extend out and lower. Press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's come down to our bellies. Lift chest, lift legs. Locust. Stretch through the fingertips, stretch through the toes. And then exhale, release. Good. Come up to hands and knees. And tuck the toes under. Let's take a rag doll. So you're going to have your feet hip distance apart. Catch your elbows. Bend your knees. You could also fold with your block or your elbows on your thighs. Keep your pelvic floor lifting and your belly lifting up and in. Notice your toes. If your toes are gripping the mat, see if you can stretch your toes out on the mat so that they're relaxed, but they're helping you balance. And notice if all the weight is all the way back in your heels. Bring some weight forward into the balls of your foot. Gently release. Come all the way up. Good. And we'll step the right foot forward, coming into a warrior two, and then straighten through the right leg. Triangle pose. So you got two straight legs here. Top arm can be at your hip or up to the sky. You could also use a block. And the block will be just outside your right ankle. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Bring both hands down to the mat. Take a low lunge. Heart forward. And then straightening through your right leg. Draw your right hip back. Inhale. And then exhale. Re-straighten the right leg. Just stay for a couple breaths here. Stretching the back of the right leg. Good. Walk the hands over to the left. Turn your right toes to the long edge of your mat. And take a wide-legged forward fold. Try to draw your shoulders away from your ears and let your crown of your head drop down toward the floor. Good. Press into your feet. Draw your pelvic floor muscles up, belly up and in. Use the strength of your legs and your core to come up. And then we'll take warrior two to the left toes out to the side. Straighten through the left leg. Now you've got two straight legs, left hand down either to your shin bone or your block for triangle pose. Look up. If you've got your arm up to the sky, make sure that it's not wandering back here somewhere. Your thumb should be over your cheek. Generally further forward than you think. Good. Bring both hands down. Frame your front foot. Lift your back heel up to the sky. Low lunge. And then straighten through the left leg. Again, maybe blocks would be more helpful here. Re-straighten. Stay and fold. My back heel is lifted up to the sky, and I'm drawing my left hip back to the back edge of my mat. Good. And then walk your hands over to the center of your mat. Toe heel your feet in a little bit. And we'll take a squat. You might use your block. Sit on your block here. Guide the knees open or without the block. Knees open. So the more space we have in our hips with these lunges and this malasana squat, for me, the more ease I have in my low back. So if you've got any low back stuff, this might really help. Good, breathe in. Here's a little challenge. Stand up. Really good. All right, let's make our way down to the floor. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Good. Come on down to a seat. Bring your hands behind your knees for a modified boat pose. Lift your chest up. If you find you're in this pose and you're sinking a little bit, it might be helpful to grab a strap. And the strap might help you a little bit if you need longer arms. You can also extend your legs if you want a little more challenge. Just make sure your back stays long. So you could be here or here. Or for fun, you could catch your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And then roll onto your back. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, bridge. Slowly roll all the way down, upper back to middle back to low back. And then come on up again. Press up, bridge. Option to interlace your hands under your low back. Press down into the arms. Dig your heels in toward the floor like you're trying to bring them back towards your fingers. And then try lifting the backs of your thighs up to the sky. And then slowly roll on down. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Good. Rock and roll up. time we'll take a reclined pigeon or a half pigeon. So your reclined pigeon, you'll be on your back, crossing your right ankle over your left knee, and then you can hug your shin bone toward your chest, or right shin forward, left leg back. Tuck your back toes under, that'll help square your hips. Staying here or folding down. And see if you can take 5 full, slow breaths here. Last 2. And come on back up. And then this time, left ankle will come to your right knee, coming onto your back for reclined half pigeon. Staying right here. Make sure your left toes are flexing towards the knee, especially the pinky toe. That'll keep the opening in your hip and not in your knee. Same thing if you're taking traditional half pigeon. Flex your left toes, right toes tuck under, lift up. You might come down to a block here, a pillow. Again, 5 breaths so you stay balanced from right to left. And see how smooth you can make your inhale and how smooth you can make your exhale. Relax your shoulders. Slowly make your way off of your back up to a seat if you're in reclined or sitting up. Good. We'll take a Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of your feet together, lift your chest up. You might stay right here with the hands behind you, especially if when you come into this, your back rounds. So you might stay right here and just work to keep a tall spine. If you're able to hold this pretty comfortably and you've got space, you could start to walk forward. Again, maybe bringing your head to a block or stacking up your hands to lie on. Notice the difference from one side to the other. Check in with your right hip. What does it feel like? Where do you notice the stretch? And then move to your left side. Notice where you feel it. It might not be the same from right to left. That's very common. Inhale, come on back up. Good. Just bring the soles of your feet together and just gently move the knees over to the left. Come back to center. My feet are a little wider than hip distance apart. Knees over to the right. And I'm leaning back on my hands. Come back to center. Knees over to the left. I feel a tremendous stretch on my inner right leg. So just if it feels pretty interesting and tense for you, see if you can breathe. And then we'll take it over to the right one more time. Come on back. Bring both knees in, and then we'll take legs up the wall. So bring your left under your hips. You could also go to a wall and get your hips right up against the wall. You might have to turn on your side to do it. If you're up on your block, let your feet float up in space. And let your arms be relaxed. Feel this inversion, this gentle waterfall-like inversion. Let your eyes close, let your fingers curl up. Soften your jaw and your tongue, the corners of your eyes and your forehead. Feel the air on your feet. Notice the breath coming in through your nostrils. Start to bend your knees, bring your feet down, shift your block out of the way. One more time, hug your knees into your chest. Take your knees, both knees over to the left, turn your head to the right. Gentle twist. You could bring your knees onto a block or a bolster. And then take your knees up and over to the left. Good. And then we're going to take either a pillow or a blanket folded up or a bolster if you have it. And we're just going to drape over the bolster for a fish, supported fish. Arms out to the sides. Get your chest open, your throat open. If your head isn't connecting with the floor, maybe fold up your mat or bring something underneath your head. Come on up. Set all your props out of the way. Feet as wide as your mat. Sit up tall. Curl your back. Pull your belly to your spine. Roll all the way onto your back. Shavasana. Take a breath in. Sigh it out. You're complete. And now your job here is to lie still and see if you can create some space in between your thoughts, right? Your body gets still, your mind wants to get busy. See if you can, if you notice a thought come in, just notice and then let it go away. I like to think of clouds passing, right? The clouds kind of come in and you notice and then they move on. And that's how our thoughts should be. No attachment to any one thought. You just notice and let them move on. Relax your fingers and your toes. Let your belly be soft, jaw soft, tongue soft in your mouth. Let your eyes close. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Stay. If you start to get antsy, take another breath in, sigh it out, and stay. What can you notice about your body right now? What do you notice? Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll onto your favorite side in a fetal position so you can draw your knees up. And just take a moment here. Keeping your eyes closed. Use your hands, press up to a seat. Any comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Let's take one Om together. Breath in. And then bring your thumbs to your forehead. Namaste. Thank you for taking time to do this gentle practice, and let me know what you think. Have a great rest of your day.